I wish I would have known to talk to my doctor about my ADHD meds if I didn't feel they were working for me. And what I mean by that is that I wasn't hyper focused, I wasn't overly focused, it didn't make me into a zombie. Like, if something does not feel right to you, you have to communicate with your doctor. And I wish I would have known that. And the reason I share about this is I was diagnosed with ADD originally at 13, re-diagnosed with ADHD at 17, and I was put on Ritalin. And Ritalin at first for me was amazing. But the thing is, I never communicated with my doctor, is the focus kicked in very quick with my Ritalin. I took it in just a matter of maybe 15 minutes or so. Man, I was focused in, but it didn't last very long. And then when it stopped wearing out of my system, it went away really quick. That focus, all of it went away so fast. And I didn't realize that there were different ADHD medicines out there, and they all work differently. For Ritalin, for example, it doesn't allow the reuptake to happen for your dopamine. So the dopamine kind of piles up and it gives you the focus. When it comes to Adderall, though, they told me that, hey, try this med instead when I started saying that I was struggling, because you could tell actually in my schoolwork and in my grades what classes I was struggling in, and it was at the end of each dose. Well, Adderall hit my system actually longer. It took about 30 minutes to get into my system. And then once it was in my system, though, it lasted about 2 hours longer than what it did essentially with Ritalin. And what happens is Adderall actually produces dopamine. So every ADHD medicine out there produces different ways of dopamine in your brain, different functions for your neurotransmitters. And that's why it's so important to talk to your therapist about how these meds are making you feel, be as descriptive as possible, because sometimes you might be on the wrong meds. And it's a whole process of trial and error. But trial and error doesn't work unless you're honest, open, and share as much as you can about what you're noticing with the meds.